Hi Aries, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. I hope everybody's well. I want to take a second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Aries out there. So guys, just take what resonates for you. Leave the rest for someone else. Remember that the energies can reverse. So if it's resonating, Aries, get in where you fit in, but don't try to force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Aries? Aries. All right, Aries, you are starting out with courage in the reverse. You have innocence in the reverse, and then you have the Seven of Swords. So you're going through some difficult energy here. Courage in this particular deck is the Strength card. Innocence would be the same as the Fool in this particular deck. So what I'm seeing here is that something is triggering your fears. There's almost this energy of somebody wanting a new start with you. And both of these cards are cards of fear, and they're major arcana as well. It's attached to the Seven of Swords, which tells me that there is something that is deceptive here. Lying, cheating, stealing, or at least you're suspicious of it. You definitely have a lack of trust in somebody. It's almost like you feel that, you know, they want this new beginning, but it's transactional in some way. Like maybe you're suspicious that this person is not really who they are pretending to be, that they are, you know, somebody that is going to cause harm or be deceptive. So I'm definitely seeing fear. I'm definitely seeing a lack of trust. Let me see who is in your energy. You may also have somebody, by the way, Aries, that is saying, oh, you're making too big of a deal out of this. This is not what it looks like. So let me see who's in your energy. All right, the person in your energy, we have the Two of Wands in the reverse, the Three of Pentacles reversed, and the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So this person in your energy, Aries, is going through some sort of a karmic cycle or a karmic lesson that's here. I do feel like this is somebody who has let you down. They haven't really worked on this connection or properly invested in the connection. I'm seeing somebody who makes plans and then doesn't follow through with the plans. There's no stability in their energy. And I also see that, you know, there's a lack of planning with this person. Yeah, this person, and here's the thing, is what I'm getting is that you're accurate in your perceptions here. Because have you ever heard the term, the killing the goose who laid the golden egg? That's what I feel this person did. Like there's this energy of you having it together, you know, being able to manifest things, make things work. And this person may have been riding your coattails and not even appreciating, you know, that you were the force behind it. Because this person doesn't like to work, I can tell you that. Let me see the energy between, show me the energy between Aries and this person. Justice in the reverse. You could be dealing with a Libra. But yeah, you feel wronged by this person. And it's definitely not a balanced situation. And here's the thing. I feel like this person tries to turn the tables on you. They try, like if you bring something up, they're like, oh no, Aries, you're making too big of a deal of it. You know, something came up. It's not what it looks like. You know, you're just making this bigger than what it is. But I don't feel like you are. I can tell you right now, this person has not properly invested in this connection. They could also be somebody that gambles or that invests poorly with their money. Let me see what's affecting this connection. And that could have led them into some legal problems as well. This person could have some legal problems. They don't have to, but for somebody out there, I feel like they do. All right, so Princess of Wands in the reverse. So that would be the Knight of Wands reverse. You're looking at this person and you're saying, I think this person could be a player. I think they're trying to play me. Now, I do see that for some of you, this person really doesn't put any effort into the connection. they're in, they're out, they're in, they're out. And they don't want to discuss these things. They don't want to talk about, you know, their behavior. So I can see why you're very suspicious of this person. Let me see the outcome. The Hermit and the Sun. You're going to pull back from this person. You have no trust in what it is that they're presenting to you. And it does look like they are trying to gaslight you. So I feel like you're going to pull back from this person so you can, you know, observe, see if, you know, they are being deceptive, if they are being a player, if they are going to invest in the connection. I will tell you that this person is very clear about their own behaviors, and they're also very clear that, you know, you are the one who is manifesting and bringing things about. So I do feel like they're going to gaslight. They're going to basically, while you pull back and try to figure this out, look for answers, they're going to be trying to make you happy enough for you to lower your guard. But they're not going to really invest properly. So I also feel like this person is sensitive to how others view them. And here's the thing for you, Aries. I'm seeing that that this is something that may be stemming from childhood, or a cycle, or a something like a pattern that could be stemming from like childhood. So be very careful with this person. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups in the reverse. Underlying energy, you could be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancerian. But what this is telling me, again, is that you're pulling back your feelings, your emotions. And it also tells me that this person that you're dealing with may be very emotionally manipulative. They give you just enough to keep you holding on, but not enough to really, you know, build something together that would be solid. So let me clarify your reading. Spirit, why is courage in reverse? Why is courage in reverse for Aries? Okay. So we have the Four of Swords reversed. We have the Two of Cups. I do feel like there's discussion. There's been talk between the two of you. This person likely reached out to you after a period where they may have ghosted or gone silent. So I do feel that your desire is to bring this back together. You would like to be on the same page with this person, but there's also a recognition that this person did not treat you properly. And that's what brought this, that's what's been in and out. That's what brought this to a halt at some point. It looks like this person has reached out to you. Show me innocence in reverse. Show me innocence in reverse. So I do feel this person reached out, but I also feel like you're very suspicious of what it is that they're saying. Page of Cups, Ace of Swords reversed, and the Seven of Wands reversed. Yeah, you're afraid that there's that this person's trying to lower your guard, you know, and that they're not telling you the truth. They may have even come in with an apology. They definitely kind of opened that door. They were very sweet. Be careful that they're not gaslighting you. You know, just make sure, just vet them, you know, because I do feel like you're kind of holding back from this new beginning, but I feel like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring in a new beginning. They likely reached out to you, but there's this energy that you're aware, because there was conflict here. You're aware that they're trying to lower your guard, and they may not be truthful. They may not be telling you the truth. Again, I'm seeing that there was a gap in the communication, so there was likely some ghosting here, and that probably made you feel very powerless. So I'm seeing that, you know, you are on your guard, but at the same time, you may feel this person is a soulmate, or you may just want to work things out with them. Let me see the Seven of Swords. Show me the Seven of Swords. Okay, so we have the 8 of Coins. You might work with this person for some of you. And the 3 of Wands reversed. Yeah, you're impatient to work it out, but at the same time, you don't trust this person. And I really do feel that there is some kind of a pattern from childhood. It could be something learned. It could be something you have observed. But I do feel that it's linked to the same type of behavior. So this person could be reminding you of someone from, you know, your earlier years. It doesn't necessarily have to be childhood, but earlier years. So I do feel that, you know, I do feel you're going to pull back, and you're going to, at some point, they may even show themselves. You don't trust them. I can see that. You're looking at all these details, and ultimately, Aries, it looks like you're going to pull back, and you're going to basically try to determine if your future is with this person or not. Let me look at their energy. Show me the energy of the person that is in Aries energy. Oh, there's the 7 of Swords. This is what you're, you know, by the end of the week, it looks like this is going to be something that you're going to be looking at. So they are deceptive. And here's the thing, Aries, is that 7 of Swords is in the upright, which means that they are still behaving in a deceptive manner. And then we have the 4 of Wands. This person could be married or in another connection. If not, they could be being deceptive about, you know, committing to this connection. But there's something that is revolving around leveling up a connection or marriage that is deceptive here. Yeah, and that's where the injustice is. So they could be telling you, okay, I know I'm involved with somebody else, but I'm ending that. I wouldn't believe them as far as I could pick them up and throw them. Let me look at the 3 of Pentacles reversed. Show me the 3 of Pentacles reversed. And it's also showing me, Aries, that this person prioritized either some sort of... either a person, another relationship, or another, like an institution possibly, over this connection. So they were not prioritizing the connection with you. Show me the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So if they are in another connection, they're extremely worried about ending that for some reason. They do think about it, but they're extremely worried about it, and they're literally holding on to that. It's not working for them, and they're not putting a lot of effort into it. But then again, they're not putting effort into this connection either, but they still want to hold on to you. They don't want to let you go. Yeah, they think about you a lot. They're up in their head. This person is, you know, trying to figure out how in the world they're going to convince you to maintain this connection. And they don't, if they are in another connection or whatever it is that they're prioritizing, and they've been deceptive about it, and they don't want to talk about it. If you bring it up, they'll be very guarded. They're feeling trapped in something, but I feel like, and they may be trying to sneak away from that, but at the same time, they are not going to want to talk about it. They're very guarded. Let me see this 7 of Pentacles reversed. Show me the 7 of Pentacles reversed for the person in Aries energy. All right, we have the Lovers reversed. We have the King of Cups. Now, that's your underlying energy in the reverse. And the King of Wands reversed. Okay. So what they're going to do is they're going to come in and tell you that you are the person that makes them the happiest. They're in love with you. It's not just about sex. It's about their deep feelings for you. It's about choosing you, that they're not choosing someone else over you. They're going to come in, basically they're gaslighting, because they're coming in here with the 7 of Swords, and you can't ignore that. All right, so that 7 of Swords is still there. Do they have feelings for you? They do, But are they properly investing in the connection? No. Are they taking the actions that they need to end something else, regardless of what it is that they're prioritizing? No, they're not. So they talk a lot, they talk a good game, but they don't follow through. And I don't see anything in here that is telling me that that behavior is changing, although they're going to tell you it is. I would vet them. I would step back, which is what it looks like you're doing, and just see what they do, because actions always speak louder than words. Let me look at the energy between Aries and this person. Yeah, because anybody, they can tell you anything. People can say anything in the world, but actions don't lie. All right, we have the Four of Cups reversed. We have the Three of Swords reversed. And then we have the Queen of Cups reversed. So they know that their actions have put the two of you on difficult ground. They know that you've pulled back. I do feel that this person is incredibly manipulative with regard to emotions, because the Queen of Cups is in reverse with the Seven of Swords. That's not a good combination. I'm getting third-party energy here, and I do feel that this person's going to come in and tell you, look, Aries, we can be together. You are the person I want. They're going to come in hard with the gaslighting. But again, I don't see the follow-through. Now, I do feel like in your energy, I do feel like you feel somewhat disrespected by this person. So you're looking at it, you're drained emotionally, and I do feel like you just want to, you'd rather heal the connection, but if there's not the ability to heal the connection, you're going to see this as a missed opportunity. You're going to release it, you're going to let it go. You're questioning this person now. You're questioning everything they say. You're questioning whether or not they actually are going to follow through. And I think that that's probably wise. You don't want to deal with third-party energy, and you feel very, very wronged by how this person has behaved. This is not a balanced situation, because I see you giving, I see you being loving, and this person is in and out, in and out. They manipulate, they gaslight. And I also see that it was during this break. Maybe they ghosted you or something is what it looks like. And I see that it was during this period apart that you started to heal and you started to look at them differently. It's not to say that you wouldn't like it to balance out. You wouldn't like for them to do the right thing. But I do feel that you are kind of now beginning to, you're not just believing what they say, you're starting to look at them more critically and watch their behavior. Let me see the Princess of Wands in the reverse. Ace of Wands reversed. And the Ten of Swords. Yeah, this person betrayed you. And here's the thing. They know they did. So what's affecting this connection is that period where the two of you were not speaking when this ended. This person is trying to play the victim. They're trying to say that you taking this time apart, because some of you may have met somebody new during that time that you are talking to or possibly just interested in. But regardless, this person in your energy is playing the victim and saying, I was so hurt by what Aries did. I was so hurt that Aries pulled away and wasn't talking to me. But the truth of it is that they know that they betrayed you in some way. They betrayed your trust, or there's a sense of them trying to think about it and how they can maneuver this to make themselves the victim. One of the ways they're going to do that is they don't want to discuss whatever it is that they feel trapped in, whatever it is that they prioritized over you. Anything that they do say is they're going to say, oh, I don't love that person. It's not working out. I'm trapped here. I can't quite get out. They're going to be a victim of their circumstances. They're also going to tell you that, They are in love with you. They choose you. It's not just about the sex. It's about the feelings. So they do have feelings for you, but they don't have follow through, Aries, is what I'm seeing. Now, in your energy, I do feel like you are starting to question whether or not it was more about the passion, more about the sex. You don't trust this person. You really don't. You feel like their apology was fake, that they're trying to have a new beginning, and that they're not telling the truth. They just want to resolve things, have a new beginning, and carry on the way things were. And I feel like you're not willing to carry on as things were. Let me look at your outcome, Aries. All right, so we have the Five of Wands. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Emperor. You could be dealing with a Aries, another Aries here. I'm seeing Leo energy as well. Yeah, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini energy. All right, and then we have the Six of Swords reversed. So Aries, what I see is you taking charge of this situation. So in the outcome, you've been examining not only what this person is saying, but what they're doing. I do feel like you're going to call them out on it. There is going to be some conflict here. You're tired of waiting for this person to get their act together, to work things out, and you're going to call this person out. I do feel like you are going to embrace being single, Nine of Pentacles here, and you're going to stand tall and proud. You're definitely in charge of your life. You're stepping into your power. You've taken your power back from this situation, and it's because you took the time to look at it and look at the details and what was being said versus what was being done. And I feel like you're going to fight for yourself now. Whereas in the past, you may have fought for this connection, but you're realizing that this person is deceptive and everything with them is transactional as well. So in their energy, they're going to say, no, you're the person I want to be with. You're the person who makes me happy, but I can't move forward right now. Right now, I'm still stuck in another situation. I'm not happy there. It's chaotic. They're going to play the victim in that other connection. But I feel like you're going to see clearly through them. Yeah, they're talking a good game, but they're not. Their follow through is not present, and I feel like you're gonna finally see through them. So I see you becoming single, or I feel like a lot of you may already be single, but I feel like you're gonna embrace that. All right, bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. This is underlying energy. And it tells me, again, that this person is likely involved in another connection, or they're committed to something that they're prioritizing over your relationship. And this is why you have pulled your emotions back from this person. You could be dealing with a Taurus as well. So let's look at advice, Aries, because this is a tough situation. So I do think you're doing well. I think you're looking at reality versus looking at what you would love to happen. And that can be very difficult to do when your heart is involved. All right, so you have number 7, and this card is called Pride. All right, let me read that for you. You may be acting out of arrogance and vanity. Humility is the key. When you're prideful, you can become harsh and not conscious of your weaknesses. This can temporarily make you feel more powerful and superior to others, while at the same time cause you to be judgmental, unteachable, and hardened. Have you been fighting, quarreling, and disagreeing with others? Are you always trying to prove a point and defend your position? Do you think that you're always right? By holding on to shadow pride, you're stopping yourself from progressing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stop overestimating your importance and learn to be humble. When you're too proud, you cannot hear other people's advice and cannot receive their assistance. Empowerment means that you can be soft, caring, aware, and gentle. Recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. All right. Well, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Aries. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype the video if you get the opportunity. Until I see you in your next reading, Aries, know that you are loved, and namaste.